Hi, hello, this is Nick Pandolfi.
Hi, this is Lucy Buckle.
And welcome to CarersTV in the fine city of Norwich. If you know Norwich at all, just through that window, trust me, is Norwich Castle. And we're in what was formerly Pond's Shoe Shop, a really big brand known for generations and so much history here that we'll touch on a little bit later. We say a big thank you for the sofas, don't we, Lucy?
They're lovely, really
Say
nice.
a big thank you to the team at Argos for their help with these. And testing the sofas for us, from Relate, the area manager for Norfolk and Suffolk, we have Liz, welcome.
Hi.
And from Carers Matter Norfolk, we have Kevin. How are you?
Hi, Nick.
And how is the sofa?
It's great.
You see, Argos, they love it, they love it, they love it. We've got so much to talk about. You've been with Relate for 14 years.
That's right, yes.
But Relate, and for those of us of a certain vintage, maybe you as well, remember it donkeys years ago as marriage guidance. But you are the area manager for Norfolk and Suffolk, and we wanted to touch on how if you find yourself, and often people do find themselves suddenly with the label of being a carer, the challenges and strain that can put on a relationship, the potential there for it to be huge.
Yes, I mean, it can be huge. Often it's not something that we've chosen to become a carer, it's been thrust upon us. And so suddenly, instead of being somebody's wife or husband or daughter or son, you're now referred to as their carer, and that is quite a shock, and it can mean quite a difficult or different relationship. And so we're there to help give people time to sit down and actually look at that with somebody else. What does being a carer mean? What sort of adjustments will it mean to their relationship?
I mean, I always find, I'm a carer to my son, who's 13, and it's things actually like lack of sleep, stuff like that actually impact on the whole family relationship, the whole mood of the family. It really does have a massive effect that people don't really realise.
That's right. Yes, it can be difficult. It has as you say, a knock-on effect on the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So if you're, say, a wife caring for an elderly parent, it will affect your immediate family relationship as well.
I guess, Kevin, also that one of the areas of frustration for many people is perhaps guilt at times, that they just don't feel they're doing enough, or they don't feel they're best placed to be helping the person that they are caring for.
It can be. Caring's a complex role. It's all tied to identity, as Liz is picking up on. It's quite a big transition to make, from thinking of yourself as a sort of partner or a son or daughter, to having that label carer added.
And does the system sometimes forget, this is open to you both, I just wonder whether sometimes the system forgets that the individual caring is the relative, the friend, the family member, whereas the system perhaps then labels you up as the carer.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think the system's really poor at recognising the multiple identities that carers have and understanding the psychological distress it can cause a carer when they feel that somehow that label invalidates or negatively impacts upon the original relationship, and that can be really challenging. And we find sometimes carers often don't recognise that they're a carer. There's a reluctance to recognise that they're a carer, because in doing so means that they have to acknowledge that something has changed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really think, especially when, my son was diagnosed and I was still his mum, but then I became a carer as well. It's really hard to, you think, but I'm his mum, I should do that. But actually you are a carer as well, and you have to recognise that you are that, because you're doing much more than a normal parent would as such.
There's also an element of bereavement as well.
Yeah.
And we often only talk about bereavement at the end of life, but actually bereavement impacts carers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It is a loss, especially when you first become the carer. You need to mourn the loss of the relationship as it was, particularly if it's a couple relationship. Yeah. It is completely changing that. You may have lost the intimate part of your relationship and all of that. So it does need adjustment and time and working it out. To work out what now works for you. This relationship is on a different footing. Yeah. What's going to make it work best for you? Because we know relationships are actually absolutely key to people's well-being, their mental health and things like that. People with good relationships actually in the end tend to live longer.
As a counsellor, as someone who listens, you have to have hugely big ears, and I'm guessing quite a small mouth.
Yes, but it's also the brain to know what to say to actually help, to actually allow somebody to find their own solutions. So a lot of it is actually kind of reflecting back and saying, well, what if, or how does that feel, so that actually people can get a real sense for themselves about what's right for them, because everybody's individual. There is no one right answer.
And that component of being listened to is actually really key for carers. Is often what happens to a carer's world when they become a carer is it often shrinks. And one of the reasons it shrinks is that their whole world can become about the cared for person.
Yeah.
All the services and different professionals and people they're engaging with, even family members, are concerned about the person that they're caring for, and often the carer can feel that they become invisible.
And can they? Here we are in the middle, really in the middle of the bustling city of Norwich. Wherever you are, you can feel incredibly isolated, can't you? When you are caring for someone, even if you feel you have a support network around you, sometimes you just think, it's just me and the world. It's us and the world.
Indeed, and in fact Norfolk has just launched some new services to combat loneliness and social isolation, and one of the groups of people that have been identified alongside older people, which may be the obvious, carers have been highlighted as one of the key groups at risk of facing isolation and loneliness.
Well, we're going to talk more, of course. We're going to get some tea, because the team here at Kind of Cafe have still supported us with some tea, which we say big thanks
Are we
to.
getting cake?
I don't know, we might get some cake.
I'd like
But I'll
some
tell you what
cake.
we are going to do. We're going to go cook upstairs, because we're going to go upstairs to the kitchen. So you stay where you are, and as if by magic, we'll do an edit and we'll be upstairs. Well, we've come upstairs to the kitchen, as you can probably see, with Sarah. Now, Sarah is one of the more interesting chefs, cooks that we've had on the series, because she's actually a trained archer, aren't you? Do you get much opportunity to do archery in the kitchen?
No, not as much as I'd like.
So you're from Devon, been in Norwich 12 months,
Yes, yeah, I moved here just a year ago exactly, actually, at the weekend.
and you're making for us what?
So I'm making chickpea burgers.
Okay, so
which-
these are vegan friendly as well.
Vegan and gluten-free, so yeah.
How challenging is that? Because you're not a vegan or a vegetarian.
No, but I find it really interesting to cook something different, to be honest. It's something I enjoy, and it's one of those things, you think it's going to be more challenging than it actually is.
So we've had a can of drained chickpeas, which are always a little bit pongy. They've gone in. We've got a good clove of garlic,
Yeah.
and that spice was some coriander, was it? Or
So
some,
yeah, some ground coriander and some ground cumin.
so you get nice spicy, can't you?
Yeah, I noticed you've got the peanut butter there. What's that for?
So because these are vegan, we want them to hold together. We're using it to replace the egg, essentially.
Oh, okay, right.
So it works well in this. It gives the peanut as well, because it's crunchy peanut butter, gives it a little bit of,
Bit of peppercorn.
yeah.
Because otherwise they can, if you don't have the egg, the binding
Yeah.
agent, they can just part, can't they?
I must say I'm not good at making burgers, whatever it is. They never seem to
Even
bind
actually,
properly.
even with beef, they can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah,
can't
I
they?
find that.
I'm just going to give this a quick blitz.
Right, so we'll do the blitz. We'll do the blitz dance as you do, Sarah, and then we'll come back.
Cool.
Ready?
So are they blitzed quite fine, or is it just rough?
Well, rough paste. You don't want it too fine, I
Okay.
don't think, because you want it to have a little bit of texture as well
Yeah.
when you bite into it, because otherwise they can just be a bit sloppy.
Bit of chilli. You're going to wash your hands after that, I hope.
Yeah.
Don't touch
So-
your eyes.
I like the chilli in it. You don't have to put chilli in it.
Fresh
You
coriander.
don't have to put fresh coriander in either.
Some people really don't like coriander, do they? You have noticed?
No, I like it though.
No, it's fine. I'm indifferent. I don't mind. On the old coriander fence, I don't mind. I'll swing either way.
I really like coriander, so I can be a bit heavy-handed with coriander because I really like the flavour of it. And then a bit of raw carrot.
Yeah.
You want to make sure there's not too much moisture going in there, so it's good to grate it and let it sit for a minute. Just otherwise, you don't want to make them
Could
sloppy.
you use like some kitchen towel to soak up some of the moisture with that? Because I always find
Yeah.
that carrots are really, really moist and they can make it not stick together.
Yeah, and you don't want the burger to be too sloppy when you
No.
put it in.
I have to say, I'm looking forward to tasting. You're going to serve in a pita bread, aren't you?
Yeah, pita bread, really delicious with some mango chutney as well. And I've got a few crispy onions, which gives it, again, just a bit of texture.
Oh, that's
with
nice.
it.
I like
So
mango
just put in
chutney.
some peanut butter. I'm just going to add some flour.
What is that?
So
Just
this is
plain?
gluten-free plain flour.
Gluten-free.
It could be normal plain flour.
It's very
It doesn't need
white,
to
isn't it?
be Gluten-free. Yeah, it is very white, isn't
Really,
it?
it almost looks like sort of.
Ice and sugar.
Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it?
That's it. That's basically everything. We're just gonna.
Because this is electric, you've had the heat on for a while.
Yeah.
You don't know this, but we can smell it's quite hot.
Yeah. Want the pan to be? And
We're gonna do the blitz dance again.
Okay, come on then.
Just gonna give this a little stir around.
I feel worn out now. How about you?
Yeah, me too.
How is it?
It's looking
It
good.
looks quite dry to me.
Yeah, because you'll kind of squeeze them together. You want it to be dry rather than wet.
Too
you don't
moist.
want it to be too moist. So dry is good. I'm just going to give it one last blitz again. And that's it.
Cool. Now we're going to shape them.
Yeah.
Manhandle it?
Manhandle it is the way to go.
What size are you going to go for? What's your
Well,
advice?
I like to put them in pita bread. I want to make them small enough to go in pita bread. So you literally want to grab a bit and you're going to need to squeeze it together a bit.
We've both washed our hands,
Yeah, we have.
as has Sarah, by the way.
So you really, because you're going to put one in each half of the pita bread. So about that size, really.
Okay.
You want it quite flat so that it cooks as you're only going to fry it for a couple of minutes either side in the pan.
I'll do one. Do you want to grab hold of one?
You need to squish it together.
Okay.
Okay, watch the blade in there.
Yeah, watch the blade. Watch the
Oh,
blade.
yes, of course. Well done.
And then we put a little bit of oil in the pan just to warm up.
I'm getting
Think
some
it's
nice.
nice?
I'm getting some nice spice from it, Sarah. Really am. Very good. There's mine. All right. You have a go. All right. Mine's slightly. Oh, I think mine's slightly. Oh, it's all right. It's okay. It's not bad. That's Sarah's. All right. And just one moment, please, caller. Hold the line. And there's mine. Mine's a little. Mine's more like the shape of the Wales, really. It's like the Principality of Wales. There you go. Whereas yours is more correct shape. There we are. Yeah.
What shape are they supposed to be? Round?
Well, like burger shape.
Well, I didn't know I was going to make
Ridiculous
mine
question. That's the
square.
most ridiculous question we've ever had.
As long as it can fit in half a pita bread, you're fine.
Is that okay?
What shape? They're supposed to be like bananas.
Mine's actually better. So
Perfect. Okay.
Shape are they
Put them in.
supposed? You've let a lot of people down there with that one.
Sorry.
So you want to do it just a couple of minutes either side, and you'll see it will turn back like 2 minutes. Turn it over.
See, with meat
done.
it's easier. I wouldn't know when that was actually cooked. Can I quickly show this to people at home? I'll take them off the heat. Can you see that?
Well, you don't need to worry so much about it being cooked, do you?
Well, you
Because it's
don't.
not
But
meat.
but you want it to be.
Well, of course.
Don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, you want it to be hot all the way through, but
Yeah.
the chickpeas are already cooked.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I say, you don't have to be too particular. But you'll see when it's done, it will go brown on one
You get
side.
in there.
Yeah, I'm going to squeeze in. I think hers is definitely better than ours.
Well, yes, but we've not even had training.
No,
We've had no
I know,
training.
that's the first time we've ever done it, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
So we're going to let these fry down or fry up, and then, as if by magic, they will be eaten live on camera. I know, no safety net.
Okay, so we're back again, and Sarah's now ready to dish up the burgers. Here's Nick. We're
And-
doing his waiter role.
And Tom, who you're going to meet in a moment, a little bit later on, he's rustled up a lovely little side salad. Look, there's a bit of beetroot in there.
Very
Oh,
nice.
Very nice, isn't it? Doesn't that look good?
Lovely. So I've put some mango chutney in here.
Mango
I'm
chutney.
also going to add, you don't have to, you can have anything you like with it. I'm adding a few crispy onions, because with the chickpea burgers they give really nice texture. And then it is literally burger out into the pita bread. There's one.
There you go.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
pleasure,
That's
pleasure.
very kind.
Just remember me with the
Thank
tip.
you.
I'll just add a few crispy onions into this one. You can have your burger.
I'll have mine. My misshapen one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Sarah. Oh,
There you are.
well, we're going to head downstairs in a bit. But there you go. Would you like to have a look before you
Oh, yeah,
go on?
let's show the camera. You go. Yours is better
That's
than
mine.
mine.
Yes, I wouldn't say they're both the same. Sarah, we say a huge thank you for allowing us to disrupt your day.
No problem at all.
And no archery display either. Maybe next time.
Next time.
Next time.
definitely.
So recipe will be online, by the way, if you want to find out a bit more.
I'm going to try and burn myself.
We're going to burn ourselves, then we're
Yeah.
going to head downstairs. Elegant. It's not bad, you know. I say it's not bad because I am a bit of a meathead, but it is actually really rather tasty. It's really
I
nice.
do
Lovely
really
spices and flavours in
I
there.
really
Yes.
like chickpeas, so I really like it. I think it's really nice.
Well, we're both very happy. Do not speak with your mouth full. Would you like a fork for your salad?
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Would you like? Oh, I'll carry on. Well, we've come back downstairs here at the Kind of Cafe, and we're with Tom and Karen.
So, can you give us a bit of an idea of the concept of the Kind of Cafe? Because I didn't know anything about it until I came today. So, can you sort of give us a bit of a background of how it came about?
So the Kind of Cafe, based on Castle Meadow, 21 Street in Castle Meadow in Norwich, and we're part of the Missing Kind charity, which is a charity all about inspiring kindness and compassion. Here we are in the headquarters of the Missing Kind charity and also the Kind of Cafe. And the idea is that a cafe here just is a safe, welcoming space for anybody that wants to find somewhere in the heart of Norwich. And we have a whole different range of different projects that support people here. We have weekly friendship groups, we have creative writing groups. We do lots of events that fit with our ethos as a charity, which is all about inspiring kindness.
And how long have you both been involved in?
I've been involved on one of the originals. Since before I started up, that was all dust everywhere. We started off with a cab, with the pop-up cab. That was just one Saturdays, and people from charities sort of rented it out, and just tea and cake then, and I just gone from there.
So you never imagined it from that?
No,
so that's
no,
what
that
you
was,
were talking about?
That's 5-6 years
Yeah,
ago.
2015, yeah.
15,
You
yeah.
never imagined that it would have grown to the success that it is now?
That's amazing, yeah.
So, what made you become involved with it then?
I was interested in something different. There was a community camp in Norwich, and that sadly closed down. And I was looking for something. I thought we really need something in the centre of Norwich. And then I heard about they're doing this place up, just your thing, Karen. So pop along, there's meetings, and from there.
You mentioned about making a kind of society and a kind of world. It's something that we all, everyone's going to agree with you, and absolutely. But not many people necessarily know how to make that happen. Sure. You see on a day-to-day basis just how kind society can be. So it's very easy to focus on the negativity, and there's plenty of it around. A lot of people, you wouldn't be in existence if we lived in a true kind society. There wouldn't be a need.
Sure. Yeah.
So you see the good in people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Missing Kind charities was set up to put the missing kindness back into community and into business. And we do that by working with individuals who are very passionate about a particular cause, and we've been approached by people who are passionate about mental health, about homelessness, about helping people be able to talk and be listened to. We have projects where we've supported people set up forest schools and things. So we very much work through inspiring kindness through others. So if people approach us with passion and with the idea, and they're looking for the resources, the Missing Kind charity can support them with that. So this is a base for all of that activity to happen.
So that ripple effect of positivity there.
This is it, yeah. It's very much about paying forward the kindness. So the charity will help individuals and organisations set up projects, and then they will go off and deliver that impact. And sometimes it's under our umbrella as the Missing Kind charity, and sometimes they're independent projects. We as a charity have funded small projects like £100 grant for kindness projects, where there was one in the forum in Norwich where there was little bees with kindness attached, and families could go around and discover them, and that was just about brightening people's days up. And we've funded other projects where there's sort of £10,000 to £20,000 worth of funding, which will go towards long-term projects around helping people's well-being and mental health.
Well, Tom and Karen, thank you very much to the team for making it so welcome and giving us your time today. We're going to get ready. We're going in search of some tinsel because we've got a Christmas special, CarersTV, coming your way, where Ruby, if you've seen previous episodes, and Patricia re-emerge with some festive treats. You will not want to miss that.
Looking forward to it.
Complicated relationships, as does having a caring responsibility.
And as you know, with your work, I mean, if that'll be someone's phone.
It is.
Well, isn't that embarrassing?
Yeah.
And it was going so well, Kevin.
It
It
was.
was.
Honestly.
Are we going to carry on? Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, right. Where were you?
Well,
You're going to pass to
she
me.
was mid-sentence. I was going to hand to you.
Yeah, you were. So where were we?
So how are we going to cut that then? Because that's
going to be awful.
going to be a razor blade job, isn't it?
We start again.
I think we start again, don't you?
Jeez.
Third time lucky, I'm
For the
afraid.
love of God.
Just to say it's Carers Matter Norfolk rather than Norfolk Carers Matter.
Carers
Yeah,
matter.
that's
Well,
why. That's why the phone went.
Because someone from the brand police heard that, and the brand police rang. So
Thanks.
it is Carers
Matter
Matter Norfolk. Okay, CMN. Fine.
Yes.
It's hard to remember though, isn't it?
There are so many sub-brands.
That's it.
I'm of an age now I can't better remember my name.
Right. Are you ready, Kenny?
Thank you.
Just going to smile.
What?
Ah, good smile. Here we go then. 3, 2, 1. Hi, hello, this is Nick Pandolfi,
Hi, this is Lucy Buckle.
and welcome to CarersTV. We're in the fine city of Norwich, just across from where we are, just through that window there, which you can't see, trust me, is Norwich Castle. We've got these lovely sofas
We have.
from the team at Argos, so big thanks to them. And testing the sofas, we've got Liz from Relate, and...
And we've got Kevin from...
I knew it! I knew it!
You've
I
done
knew it!
that.